Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an update. Now, it was hard today to avoid the big clickbait images and the titles of Cardano to $100 based on Grayscale, but as always, I'm going to keep it realistic with you here, even though I am extremely bullish on everything that is happening right now. So what we're going to go through today is obviously the Grayscale announcement. I'll talk about that and what I think it means. I'll also talk about Charles's tweet about the bird on his shoulder. If you haven't seen that, I'll show you in a minute. I'm then going to take a look at the charts, see where things could potentially go. I've got some questions on Catalyst, so I have a few dates on that I can give you. I've also been doing a bit of work on the calculators that I built to calculate your staking rewards and what you can do with them rewards, so I will give an update on that. I have built a function for compounding interest now. So I'm going to show you that. It's not live on the website, but I'm going to show you here now. And I want to double check all the calculations over the weekend, and then I'll put it live next week. So if you have feedback, you can let me know on this video. I've also got a live stream coming up tomorrow. I put out a post there a few days ago to see what time is best to do regular live streams on a Friday. And it looks like 4 p.m. GMT is looking like the time of the stream. So I'll set that all up later, and make sure that you put on bell notifications so that you get the notification when we go live. So if you have any questions, the stream will be there to answer. We'll talk about price and all of that kind of stuff, but it's generally there for people asking questions or a general chat over what's coming. So if any of that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe as well. Please do give the video a share. I really do appreciate all shares on the video, and if you want to support my videos, then delegating to Pool Paul is a really good way to do that. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's start off with Charles's tweet about the bird on his shoulder, telling him how good February is going to be. So for me, what this signifies, my guess, I suppose, on the situation is that we are going to get the second hard fork, the second Goguen hard fork next month, which is going to enable native assets on chain, which is a huge step for Cardano. What this basically means is that people can create their own tokens on Cardano, their own coins on the Cardano blockchain. So I'll do another video that goes more in depth into how that all works. But as a whole, it is the same as kind of creating an ERC20 token on the Ethereum network. We did see the Ergo Summit a few days ago. I'll put up a screenshot of that here, showing the native assets live within Yoroi. It's not in the version of Yoroi that we have, but I presume that that will be coming next month when the hard fork happens on the main chain. Because we've seen videos out there of the test environments showing native assets working. So that should all be published next month in the next hard fork. So I will give more updates on that as it's coming. But the same as the last hard forks within Cardano, you do not have to worry about a split in the chain or a new token or anything like that. It will all happen in the background with no impact on your coins. So next up is Grayscale. This has been huge news today going around the Cardano community. Everyone's buzzing. It's really building up the hype around what could potentially happen. So I'm going to keep it realistic with you here. This here is the state of Delaware, where they register businesses. Grayscale has registered a trust, as you can see here, for Cardano, which is huge news. Up to this was their latest tweet they put out to say what their holdings are like. The majority of their holdings had been in Bitcoin. Ethereum had been growing over the last while, but these guys have been buying up a serious amount of Bitcoin. And for anyone new, Grayscale is basically a way for the big players, the big institutions, to get into cryptocurrency. At this stage, Grayscale owns a very big amount of Bitcoin. Their Ethereum trust is growing all the time. And as you can see, they have Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Stellar Lumen, Zcash. But now they have Cardano. And there's not a lot we can look at here. It just shows that it was registered yesterday. They have come out and said that this is not saying that they are definitely opening a trust for Cardano, but to me, it signifies they are. They're putting in the groundwork now that they can turn this on then at any stage they want. So they see what's going on. They see the interest building within Cardano, and with the hard forks happening in the next few months to bring smart contracts and dApps and all of that on chain, the demand is going to be there. And it is great to see an avenue for institutional investors to get involved here. Not everybody likes institutional investors, but if you are watching the price and watching the adoption, then institutional investors can really help out on that side. So for me, I'll be watching it closely. Any updates I get, I will be bringing to you. The other thing then as well is people say that, oh, Coinbase has to list now, but because Grayscale use Coinbase as their custodian. So Coinbase secures the cryptocurrency for them. And if they are bringing on Cardano, people are assuming that Cardano will be listed on Coinbase. It doesn't necessarily have to happen. So it doesn't mean that they will turn it on for retail traders as soon as that happens. But to me, it is inevitable that Coinbase will have to enable Cardano at some point. And I would expect that at some point this year, especially once the network is fully decentralized after March, and we do have the entire Goguen release out there working. So again, any updates on that, I will let you know. Catalyst then is one that I get lots of questions on, and that is the voting system within Cardano. So people wonder about how they can vote for new projects, because in the last vote you got rewarded for taking part and voting. I didn't personally get involved in voting because hardware wallets were not supported. I'm not fully sure if hardware wallets are going to be supported this time either. I'm waiting on a final confirmation. It's starting to look like they won't be, but I will bring some updates as I get them. So the applications are all gone in, they're all closed, and the snapshot is set to happen on the 3rd of March. Basically, this is going to take a snapshot to see who's entitled to vote when the voting starts. Voting will start then on March 5th for 21 days. So this is a lot longer than the last time, which is good to see, to give people a chance to get their votes in this time. So these dates may change, but as I get any updates on them, I will let you know. So again, Daniel is where I got this information from on Twitter, Danny_CryptoFay. Really good guy to follow to keep up with what's going on in the Cardano community. So check him out. He puts together posts like this that are threads with all of the information broke down fairly simply. So now I'll talk about the calculators, then we'll finish up on price and I will let you guys go. The calculators that I put together were for calculating what ADA you would get in your rewards. So there's actually 3 of them there at the minute. If I go back to the calculators, again, I'll put links down below for people who haven't seen these, but there's the basic returns calculator, and then these ones here are a bit more complicated. Well, a bit more complex, not complicated. It lets you put in the amount of ADA you have, what annual income you would like to receive from staking rewards, and it tells you the price that you would need Cardano to get to in order to get that return. So again, you can have a look at them, and I'll put a link to the video below where I talk through them in detail. So this one here is the one that I've been making updates on. So at the minute, this one does a straight calculation of at 5.5%. Again, you can change the rewards return because it varies all the time. On average, most pools will be between 5 and 6%. So at the 5.5, you get 550 ADA over the year. Per month, it's 46, and per epoch, you should get on average 8 ADA. But I have been doing a bit of work, and I've created one that allows for compounding. So it's like this at the minute because it's just my working model, but it will look like the one in the background when I put it live next week. So again, you put in how much ADA you have, then you select how many years you want to leave it to compound. Again, these titles will all change to be more descriptive, but say you want for 1 year, 5.5%, you can see the balance here is telling me that I would have 10,565 ADA at the end, which is 565 over the year. So if you look here, the staking rewards were telling me 550, but the older calculator doesn't take compounding interest into account. So again, these figures are just guide figures. They're not definitive that this is what you're going to earn for the rest of your life with ADA rewards, because the percentage per year is going to change over time. I'm going to put a dedicated video to that to talk about the pool of funds that is there that pays rewards at the minute and how transaction fees come into that. And with adoption of the chain, that is where we're going to see more transaction fees being paid out in rewards. So I'll talk about that in a separate video. So make sure you subscribe if that is what you would like to see. Any feedback on this as well, let me know down below that I can incorporate before putting it live next week. So now talking about the price. So Bitcoin, we've had some dips over the last few days. If we look back here, this is a 4-hour chart, and we'll only spend a minute on Bitcoin and then we'll look into ADA. So you can see here that back at the beginning of January, we had big dips. So we haven't hit the complete low that we hit with these dips. We've been finding our support in this region between 30,000. We had one big dip down here to 29,000, but generally between that 30 and 32 is where we've been trying to find support. So at the minute, right now, we are trying to bust up back above this 32 and hold it. So you can see we are just over 32,000. For me, getting back over 35 is when we signify that these dips have, I would say, probably stopped for now, and we can return back to the real bullish mode. Until we get above there, I cannot rule out any dips. You can see we got so close here and got rejected right on the 35k a few days ago. So now looking at the ADA price. So this is the ADA USD price on a 4-hour chart. So this is the formation that we're looking at right now. So you can see earlier, kind of overnight, we broke down to the bottom of this triangle and we bounced back up. So we're looking at the minute, the time frame is narrowing on where this movement is going to go. And as I've showed in previous videos, when we break out of a formation like this, we generally have an aggressive breakout. It's never just a small breakout and keep moving. It is a big candle, either a green or red candle, that's going to, the green candle breaking to the upside, or the red one that's going to break down and give us some downside. For me personally, I think we are looking at a bullish breakout here. Again, cannot fully rule out dips within this because we are still tied to the Bitcoin price. Can't rule out dips into the high 20-cent range, maybe 28, 29 cent. But I would not be waiting for them prices to buy ADA if I didn't have it right now. I've set some buy orders down there for some long trades that if we get some dips, like I showed in my live stream the last day where I had trades running, if we can get some dips down into that area, then I would happily long the price down there. For me right now, what I'm watching is for pullbacks in this price. Pullbacks that I can open up trades, long trades, because for me, I think we really are starting to get on the positive trend, especially with what's coming next month and over the next few months as well. ADA BTC, again, still well away from the 982 sats level that I keep mentioning. For anyone new to my videos, this is the chart that I post a lot about and I talk a lot about this level. This is looking at the ADA price against Bitcoin. So this is how much of a Bitcoin you need to buy one ADA. So 982 Satoshis was an important level. For so long, we struggled to get above it. And when we got the big break here, we have stayed above it. Small little dip here, but did not take us long to get back up. We have fallen out of the bullish mode that we're in from the beginning of January. Now, this was a fairly aggressive move, so I'm not worried about falling out of it. You can see at the minute, we're actually trying to get back into this move here, but once we stay above 982, I'm extremely happy and very bullish on the price of ADA. For me, I'll be watching this. I might have to move up my 982 level over the next while because it doesn't look like we're coming down to it anytime soon. But as always, you can never rule out dips. For the long term, I'm very positive on where the trajectory of Cardano is going. So overall, in summary, Grayscale, very good. Charles, very optimistic. Goguen, second hard fork. The second of 3 hard forks. Looks like it is on schedule for next month, which will be really good. Again, I'll have a live stream tomorrow at 4 o'clock where I can interact, answer any questions that you guys have, and we can just kind of chat over and back. We'll look at charts, answer questions, and talk in general about any questions you guys have. So thanks very much for tuning in. Give the video a like, comment down below, and give it a share to get the word out there as well. I really do appreciate that, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.